Chosen One, if you're watching this video now, it's not by chance. It's written in the stars, engraved in the universe, and sealed by God. This moment marks the beginning of an extraordinary journey in your spiritual life. You felt it, didn't you? That restlessness within your spirit, that feeling that something greater is about to happen. It's not your imagination, it's your spirit recognizing the truth. Your spiritual level has just increased. The entire universe is aligning for you at this exact moment. The barriers that held you back are breaking, limitations are disappearing, and a new spiritual frequency is establishing itself in your life. It's not a coincidence that this message has reached you today. It's a divine sign that you're ready to advance. During the next few minutes, you'll receive powerful revelations that will completely transform your spiritual perception and open doors to a new dimension of abundance, peace, and purpose. You're no longer the same. Your spirit has been elevated, and now it's time to embrace this new reality that's already manifesting in your life. Before we continue with this powerful message, I need you to do 3 simple things. Subscribe to the channel right now to receive more divine revelations like this one. Leave your like to amplify the energy of this video, and comment elevation to declare that you're ready for this transformation. Let's begin this journey together. Your elevated spirit is crying out to advance. Chosen One, what I'm about to reveal will completely change your perception of everything you've experienced until now. Every challenge, every obstacle, every moment of doubt, all of it was carefully orchestrated to prepare you for this exact moment. Your spiritual level has just increased, and this isn't just any change. It's a divine transformation that will affect every aspect of your existence. At this very moment, a new frequency is vibrating in your being. Can you feel this change, that sensation that something extraordinary is happening inside you? Don't ignore these signs. They are divine confirmations that you're being elevated to a new spiritual level. Your spirit is expanding, reaching dimensions you never imagined possible. When your spiritual level increases, doors that previously seemed locked begin to open before you. Opportunities emerge from unexpected places. People enter your life bringing exactly what you need to advance. The universe conspires in your favor in ways that defy any logical explanation. This isn't coincidence. It's the direct result of your spiritual elevation. This elevation isn't just a passing feeling. It's a deep and permanent change in your being. You're transitioning to a new phase of your spiritual journey where the limits of what's possible are expanded and new achievements await you. Your spiritual vision is clearer, your connection with the divine stronger, and your ability to manifest abundance more powerful than ever. Many around you won't understand what's happening to you. They won't be able to see the transformation that's occurring because they aren't tuned to the same frequency. Don't worry about this. Not everyone was chosen for this elevation at this moment. You were selected because your spirit was ready, because you persevered when others gave up, because your faith remained unshakable even in the most difficult moments. The elevation of your spiritual level brings with it a new responsibility. You now possess increased sensitivity, an expanded perception of reality that goes beyond what the eyes can see. Use this gift wisely. Allow this new perception to guide your decisions, shape your relationships, and transform your path. The moment of your elevation has arrived, and with it, an avalanche of blessings is on its way. Feel the divine energy flowing through your being, renewing each cell, each thought, each emotion. This is a transformative energy that dissolves blockages, heals old wounds, and prepares the ground for the new that is emerging in your life. Your spiritual elevation isn't just about receiving blessings, but also about becoming a channel for these blessings to flow to others. As your spiritual level increases, your capacity to positively impact the world around you also expands. You become a beacon of light amid darkness, guiding others by the example of your own transformation. Remember, this is just the beginning. The elevation of your spiritual level is an ongoing process that unfolds as you accept and embrace this new reality. Each day brings new revelations, new insights, new opportunities to grow and expand your spiritual consciousness even further. Chosen one, you were prepared for this moment. Every trial you faced, every tear you shed, every prayer whispered in moments of despair, all of this served to strengthen your spirit and prepare you for this elevation. Now is the time to reap the fruits of this process. It's time to advance with confidence, knowing that a greater divine force is guiding your steps. Your spiritual level has increased. This is the undeniable truth that resonates throughout your being. Accept this truth. Embrace this transformation. Allow it to permeate every aspect of your existence, and above all, advance without hesitation into the glorious journey that opens before you. The universe awaits your next actions now that you operate at a higher frequency. Chosen one, you are experiencing a profound transformation, and it's vital that you recognize the signs of this spiritual elevation occurring in your life. These signs are divine messages, confirmations that your spiritual level has truly increased and that you're being prepared to advance on your journey. The first unmistakable sign of your spiritual ascension is the change in your perception of time. Have you noticed how days seem to flow differently? How certain moments expand while others pass in the blink of an eye? This is not a coincidence. Your spirit is freeing itself from the temporal limitations that govern the material world. You're beginning to experience divine time, where past, present, and future merge into an eternal now, filled with infinite possibilities. Another powerful sign is the synchronicity manifesting around you. Repeated numbers appear on clocks, signs, and receipts. You think of someone and receive a message from that person in the same instant. Songs carrying specific messages for you play exactly when you need to hear them. The universe is conversing directly with you, confirming that your spiritual frequency has been elevated and that you're more attuned to the divine flow. Your dreams are also undergoing a profound transformation. They've become more vivid, more meaningful, loaded with symbols and messages that resonate deeply in your spirit. Some of these dreams seem more real than reality itself, don't they? This happens because, during sleep, your elevated spirit travels through higher dimensions, accessing knowledge and truths that transcend common human understanding. The change in your relationships is another undeniable sign of your spiritual ascension. People who don't vibrate at the same frequency as you naturally begin to distance themselves, while new connections emerge with individuals who share your new elevated vibration. This isn't a process of rejection, but of divine realignment. You're being positioned among those who will contribute to your continued growth and who will benefit from the light that now emanates from you. You're also experiencing heightened intuition, aren't you? That inner voice that was once just a whisper has now become clear and precise. You know things without knowing how you know them. You perceive truths without anyone having pronounced them. Your intuition is no longer just an instinct, but a direct channel of communication with the divine wisdom that now flows freely through your elevated being. The way you feel energy around you has also changed dramatically. Spaces, objects, and especially people emit vibrations that you can physically feel. Some energies revitalize you, while others can drain your vitality. This isn't a burden, but a precious gift that accompanies your spiritual elevation, allowing you to navigate the world with greater discernment and protection. Your relationship with materialism is being transformed. Things that once seemed essential for your happiness have now lost their luster. You're discovering a deep satisfaction that doesn't depend on possessions or external achievements, but emanates from within, from the strengthened connection with your divine essence. This liberation from material attachment is a powerful sign that your spiritual level has truly increased. The way you experience your own body is also changing. Unexplained physical sensations, tingling, waves of heat or cold, pressure in the center of your forehead or the top of your head, are physical manifestations of your elevated energy adjusting your body to accommodate this new frequency. Don't fear these sensations. They are a natural part of the ascension process. Your relationship with silence and solitude has also transformed. What before might have seemed boring or even frightening has now become a sacred refuge where you find peace, clarity, and renewal. You feel a growing need for moments of quietude, for it is in this silence that your elevated spirit communicates most clearly with you. Finally, you're experiencing a profound transformation in your understanding of life's purpose. Questions that once tormented you now find answers that resonate with truth in your heart. You see patterns where before you saw only chaos. You perceive valuable lessons in experiences that seemed merely painful. This clarity of purpose is perhaps the most significant sign that your spiritual level has increased. Chosen one, these signs are just the beginning. As you advance on your journey of spiritual ascension, new perceptions, abilities, and understandings will continue to manifest. Don't fear this process. Embrace it with gratitude and reverence. Your elevated spirit is guiding you toward a fuller, more conscious, and infinitely more powerful existence. Recognize these signs as the divine confirmation that you are on the right path. Your spiritual level has increased, and now is the time to advance with confidence toward the glories that await your ascending soul. Chosen one, now that your spiritual level has increased, you stand before sacred territory that few have the privilege to explore. The barriers that once seemed insurmountable are crumbling before your eyes, revealing a world of infinite possibilities that has always been there, waiting for you to reach this elevated frequency to manifest. The first limitation being dissolved is the one that separated the possible from the impossible in your mind. The restrictive beliefs that kept you trapped in a diminished reality are being replaced by an expansive understanding of your true potential. What once seemed unattainable is now within your reach. This is not an illusion or superficial positive thinking. It is a direct consequence of the elevation of your spiritual level. The invisible walls of time are also being transcended. You're beginning to perceive that time is not a straight line, but a multidimensional field where past, present, and future exist simultaneously. With your elevated spiritual level, you can now access the wisdom of the past and the possibilities of the future to transform your present. Haste gives way to divine patience, where everything manifests at the perfect moment, not a second before or after. The limits of your sensory perception are expanding dramatically. You're developing senses that go far beyond the conventional five. Your intuition becomes sharper, allowing you to know things without knowing how you know them. You begin to feel energies, intentions, and emotions that are beyond words. This increased sensitivity is a powerful tool that will guide you through your new spiritual level. The boundaries that separate you from others are also dissolving. You're experiencing a deeper connection with all forms of life, recognizing that in essence, we are all manifestations of the same divine energy. This feeling of unity is not an abstract philosophy, but a lived experience that profoundly transforms how you interact with the world around you. The barrier between the visible and the invisible is being broken. You're beginning to perceive realities that exist beyond the physical spectrum, energies, presences, and dimensions that have always been there, but that now become accessible due to your elevated frequency. This expanded perception is not supernatural. It is perfectly natural for your new spiritual level. Fear, that powerful limitation that prevented your advancement, is being transmuted into divine confidence. You recognize that fear is merely the absence of love, and with your elevated spiritual level, divine love flows through you with renewed intensity, dissolving fears that once seemed insurmountable. This courage is not based on denial of danger, but on the deep understanding that you are always protected and guided. The limits of what you believed possible to manifest in your material reality are also being expanded. The abundance that once seemed elusive now flows naturally into your life. You're learning the divine art of conscious manifestation, where your thoughts, emotions, and intentions align to create the reality you wish to experience. This isn't magic, it's the spiritual science that becomes accessible at your new level. The illusory separation between the sacred and the mundane is also disappearing. You begin to see divinity in everything, in a stranger's smile, in a bird's flight, in the simplest daily tasks. Each moment becomes an opportunity for communion with the divine, each experience a chance for spiritual growth. Life ceases to be divided between spiritual moments and ordinary moments. Everything becomes sacred. The limits of your identity are expanding to include higher aspects of your being that were dormant. You're reconnecting with your true essence, which transcends name, form, personal history, and all labels that the world has tried to impose on you. This reconnection with your true self is perhaps the most profound breaking of limits that accompanies the elevation of your spiritual level. The barriers between dream and reality are also being dissolved. What you visualize internally begins to manifest externally with surprising speed. Your dreams are no longer escapes from reality, but blueprints for the reality you are co-creating with the divine. This increased creative capacity is one of the most precious gifts of your elevated spiritual level. Chosen one, as you navigate this new spiritual territory, remember that breaking limits doesn't mean abandoning discernment. With great power comes great responsibility. Use your expanded perception, your strengthened connection with the divine, and your increased capacity for manifestation to create beauty, love, and harmony in your life and in the world. The elevation of your spiritual level is a divine gift that brings with it the sacred responsibility to live consciously, to make choices that reflect your true luminous nature. Advance with confidence, knowing that each broken limit brings you closer to the complete realization of your divine potential. Your spiritual level has increased, and there is nothing more that can contain the glorious expression of your true being. Chosen one, now that your spiritual level has elevated, prepare to witness divine manifestations in all areas of your life. These are not mere coincidences. They are tangible expressions of your elevated frequency interacting with the universe in ways that previously seemed impossible. These manifestations are visible proof that your reality is aligning with your new spiritual state. The first and most powerful manifestation you're about to experience is divine synchronization. Events, encounters, and opportunities will begin to align with mathematical perfection, as if an invisible conductor were orchestrating every detail of your life. Doors will open at the exact moment you need them. People will appear bringing exactly what you need, and solutions will emerge for problems that seemed insurmountable. This synchronization isn't luck. It's the direct result of your increased spiritual level. Material abundance will also begin to flow into your life in unexpected ways. It's not just about money, although financial resources certainly are part of this manifestation. It's a holistic abundance that includes opportunities, connections, resources, and enriching experiences. The universe is responding to your elevated vibration, attracting to you everything that resonates with this new frequency. The scarcity that previously seemed an inevitable reality now reveals itself as the illusion it always was. Your health and physical vitality will also experience a profound transformation. As your spirit elevates, your physical body adjusts to accommodate this new energy. Chronic pains may diminish or disappear completely, your energy will increase significantly, and you'll notice a physical resilience you didn't know before. Your body is being recalibrated to serve as a suitable vehicle for your elevated spirit, capable of channeling and expressing this superior energy. The relationships in your life will undergo a divine purification. Toxic connections will naturally dissolve or transform, while relationships that nurture your spiritual growth will be strengthened and deepened. New people will enter your life, souls that vibrate at the same elevated frequency and who will be part of the next phase of your journey. This isn't a rejection of the past, but a natural reorganization that reflects your new spiritual level. Your connection with nature will intensify dramatically. You'll begin to feel the living energy of plants, trees, animals, and even stones and minerals. The natural world will respond to your presence in subtle but perceptible ways. This isn't a mystical phenomenon, but the recognition of the fundamental truth that everything in creation is connected and responds to the elevation of your spiritual frequency. Your creativity will flourish like never before. Inspired ideas will flow to you, often seeming to come from nowhere, though in reality they're coming from higher dimensions that have now become accessible due to the elevation of your spiritual level. This increased creativity will manifest in any area where you choose to focus your attention, transforming not only your own life, but potentially impacting many others. Your intuition, which was already strengthening, will now become a powerful navigational tool in your life. You'll receive clear and precise guidance on important decisions, feel early warnings about situations to avoid, and be guided to opportunities that are perfectly aligned with your higher purpose. This refined intuition is one of the most valuable manifestations of your elevated spiritual level. Mystical experiences that once seemed reserved only for saints and spiritual masters will begin to be part of your everyday reality. Moments of transcendental clarity, sensations of unity with all that exists, inspiring visions and connections with higher dimensions. These experiences are no longer exceptions, but natural expressions of your elevated spirit navigating its new reality. The manifestation of your deepest desires will be dramatically accelerated. The interval between intention and manifestation will decrease, and you'll witness the materialization of thoughts and feelings with a speed that may seem almost magical. This increased capacity for manifestation comes with a sacred responsibility: to keep your thoughts, emotions, and intentions aligned with your highest good and the good of all. Your presence will begin to have a transformative effect on the people and environments around you. Without saying a word, you'll transmit peace, love, and healing simply by being present. People will feel inexplicably drawn to your energy, seeking advice, comfort, or simply the peace that your presence provides. This radiant influence is a natural manifestation of your elevated spirit shining through you. The dreams you've been praying for, the visions you've been cultivating in your heart, the deepest desires of your soul, all of these are now being accelerated into manifestation in your physical reality. What once seemed distant is now within your reach, not by magic, but by the divine law of manifestation that has always been operating, but that you can now access with greater ease due to the elevation of your spiritual level. Chosen one, these divine manifestations are not fantasies or empty promises. They are the reality that is already unfolding in your life with the elevation of your spiritual level. Don't doubt when they begin to happen. Don't question whether you are deserving. Don't try to rationalize or diminish these experiences. Instead, receive them with gratitude, humility, and the understanding that they are just the beginning. As you continue to advance on your spiritual journey, these manifestations will become more powerful, more frequent, and more integrated into your daily experience. Your spiritual level has increased, and the universe is responding with abundance, synchronicity, and divine blessings that transcend any previous limitation. Advance with confidence, knowing that each step forward reveals new manifestations of the divine glory that now flows freely through your elevated being. Your spiritual level has increased, and with it your vibratory frequency. This is not the end of your journey, but a glorious new beginning. Each day brings opportunities to stabilize and refine this elevated frequency even further, to explore its dimensions and potentialities, and to express it ever more fully in the material world. Advance with confidence, knowing that you now vibrate on a higher plane that opens doors to infinite possibilities in your life and in your divine purpose. As you become accustomed to this new frequency, you'll discover that certain activities and environments that previously seemed attractive to you have now become heavy or misaligned with your being. This is not a judgment on those experiences, it's simply the natural result of your elevated vibration seeking resonance. Allow yourself to gently move away from what no longer serves your elevated spirit, creating space for the new that is arriving. This elevated frequency is not just a gift for you, but also a service to the planet. Your higher vibration acts as a beacon that elevates the collective frequency, contributing to humanity's spiritual ascension. Even without words or actions, your simple presence creates ripples of positive transformation that extend far beyond what you can imagine. You are a divine instrument of global elevation, simply by being who you have become. Chosen one, the time has come to advance with determination and confidence. Your spiritual level has increased, the doors have opened, and now there is no more room for hesitation. The entire universe awaits your next step. The divine conspires in your favor, and your spiritual destiny reveals itself before your eyes with clarity never before experienced. Advancing without fear doesn't mean absence of challenges. On the contrary, your path will still present obstacles, but now you'll face them from a completely different perspective. With your elevated spiritual level, you recognize that each challenge is not a punishment or a blockage, but a divine opportunity to expand your consciousness even further and manifest your spiritual power in the material world. The fear that previously kept you paralyzed has been replaced by an unwavering divine confidence. This isn't arrogant confidence based on ego, but a serene certainty that emanates from your spiritual center. You know beyond any doubt that you are being guided, protected, and supported by forces that transcend common human understanding. This certainty allows you to advance even when the path ahead isn't completely illuminated. Your new spiritual destiny isn't something externally imposed, but the natural expression of your true self, now liberated from the limitations that kept you trapped. This destiny has always been there, patiently waiting for you to reach the spiritual level necessary to fully embrace it. Now that your level has increased, your divine purpose reveals itself with crystal clarity, calling you to advance. Advancing means leaving behind not only old patterns of thought and behavior, but also outdated identities that no longer resonate with your elevated spirit. You're shedding layers of social conditioning, external expectations, and self-limitations that prevented you from fully expressing your true essence. This process of liberation may sometimes seem disorienting, but it's a necessary part of advancing toward your new destiny. Your spiritual destiny is multi-dimensional, transcending conventional notions of success or achievement. It's not just about what you do in the material world, but who you become and how your presence transforms the energy field around you. Your being is your primary mission. The specific form your purpose takes in the external world will naturally flow from the elevated vibration you now emanate. As you advance, you'll discover that many of the conventional rules about how reality works no longer apply to you. The limitations that restrict those who operate at lower spiritual levels don't have the same power over you. Impossibilities transform into possibilities, seemingly insurmountable barriers dissolve, and you experience a spiritual freedom that completely redefines the limits of what's possible in your life. Your advancement is not a solitary journey. As you walk toward your spiritual destiny, kindred souls are magnetically drawn into your orbit. These are the divine connections that have been carefully orchestrated to support your mission and amplify your impact. Some of these connections may last only a moment, while others will extend throughout your lifetime. But each brings exactly what you need for the next step of your path. Advancing without fear also means embracing your spiritual authority. At your elevated level, you no longer depend exclusively on external sources of wisdom or validation. You've become a direct channel for divine truth, capable of discerning with clarity what resonates with your own inner wisdom. This spiritual authority isn't arrogant or separatist. It's a natural expression of your strengthened connection with the source of all wisdom. Your spiritual destiny includes a role as a transmitter of elevated frequencies to the world. Through your presence, words, creations, and actions, you transmit light codes that activate dormant potential in others. Often, this transmission occurs at subtle levels that go beyond verbal communication. A look, a touch, even your silence carries transformative frequencies that catalyze profound changes in those who are ready to receive them. As you advance on your elevated spiritual path, you'll experience periods of intense acceleration alternated with phases of integration. Both are equally important. The moments of acceleration bring transformative revelations and quantum leaps in your consciousness. The periods of integration allow these changes to settle deeply into your being, becoming an integral part of your new way of existing. The waiting time is over. The preparation moment has ended. You have been refined by the fire of trials, purified by the waters of surrender, and now your spirit rises like air, free to explore heights that were previously just distant dreams. Your spiritual level has increased, and with it, your capacity to manifest the impossible, to transcend limitations, to live a life that is a living testimony of the transformative power of spirit. The confirmation signs are everywhere around you. Meaningful synchronicities, repeated messages, seemingly accidental encounters that change the course of your life, all pointing in the same direction. Advance. The universe couldn't be clearer. Your spiritual elevation has opened doors that will remain open only for those who have the courage to walk through them. You have that courage. It's inscribed in the very essence of your being. Chosen one, your spiritual destiny isn't a straight line, but an ascending spiral that takes you to ever higher levels of consciousness, power, and service. Each step you take toward this destiny unfolds new horizons, reveals new dimensions of reality, and activates potentials that you didn't even know you possessed. This is an endless path, an eternal adventure of discovery and expansion. The time to advance is now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more prepared, not when circumstances seem more favorable. Now. This moment contains all the power, all the magic, all the divinity necessary to take the next step. Your spiritual level has increased precisely for this decisive moment of advancement, this leap of faith that will catapult you into a completely new dimension of your spiritual journey. Advance, knowing that each step is blessed, each decision is supported, each movement is celebrated by the divine forces that have guided you this far. Advance with the unwavering certainty that you are exactly where you should be, doing exactly what you came to do, becoming exactly who you were always destined to be. Advance knowing that your elevated spirit has already conquered the path that your physical being now travels. Chosen one, your spiritual level has increased. This isn't a promise for the future. It's a present reality that is already transforming every aspect of your existence. The entire universe recognizes this elevation and responds accordingly, bringing divine manifestations into your life that confirm your new spiritual status. Only one question remains. Will you fully accept this truth and advance without reservations to embrace your glorious spiritual destiny? The divine call echoes in every cell of your being. Advance. The spiritual ladder extends before you, each step illuminated by divine love. Advance. All preparations have been completed, all trials overcome, all initiations completed. Advance. Your spiritual level has increased, and now nothing can prevent the complete flowering of your true being. Advance, chosen one. Advance without fear toward the extraordinary destiny that awaits your elevated spirit. Chosen one, we've reached the end of this divine message, but we're only at the beginning of your elevated journey. Everything you've experienced until now was just preparation for the extraordinary destiny that unfolds before you. Your spiritual level has increased. This is an undeniable truth that resonates throughout your being, and the universe is already responding to this new vibration. The doors that previously seemed locked now open effortlessly before you. The limitations that kept you in a state of scarcity have been dissolved by the light of your spiritual elevation. The abundance, healing, wisdom, and power that have always been your divine right now flow freely into your life, manifesting in forms that surpass even your boldest dreams. This transformation didn't happen by chance. You were chosen because your soul demonstrated the strength, perseverance, and faith necessary to endure the refinement process. Every challenge you faced, every tear you shed, every moment of doubt you overcame, all of this served to forge your spirit and prepare you for this moment of divine elevation. What will you do with this precious gift? How will you navigate your new spiritual reality? These are questions that only you can answer, but know this, you are not alone on this journey. Divine guides walk beside you, ready to offer guidance when needed. Kindred souls are being drawn into your orbit, bringing connections that will nurture your continued growth. And above all, the divine source itself flows through you with renewed intensity, illuminating every step of your path. Always remember, your spiritual level has increased not just for your own elevation, but so that you can become an instrument of transformation in the world. Your elevated light now serves as a beacon for others, inspiring them to believe in their own divine potential and to seek their own spiritual elevation. This is the true meaning of advancing, not just progressing on your personal journey, but helping to elevate humanity's collective consciousness. If this message touched your heart and awakened something deep within you, know that it wasn't by chance that it reached you at this precise moment. Your elevated spirit attracted it as confirmation of the extraordinary path you're destined to travel. Now, to amplify this transformative energy, I ask that you do 3 simple things. Subscribe to this channel to continue receiving divine guidance that will nurture your spiritual elevation. Leave your like on this video so that this message can reach other chosen ones who are ready for their own elevation. And finally, comment elevation below, declaring to the universe that you're ready to embrace your new spiritual level and advance without fear. You are truly blessed, chosen one. Your spiritual level has increased and the entire universe celebrates your ascension. Advance now with confidence, knowing that every step you take is guided by divine wisdom, supported by unconditional love, and celebrated by all dimensions of existence. Your moment has arrived. Advance and shine with all the splendor of your elevated spirit.